This book is mostly about Jessi's family celebrating Kwanzaa. We're told they celebrate it every year, which is a minor continuity issue. They never celebrated Kwanzaa in the other books, and we know this for a fact because this is the third year in a row the Babysitter's Club series published a Christmas book in December.
Argo Funk Book Review, Argo Funk Book Review.
This book was written by Peter Larangis. Jessi loves Christmas. It makes her feel like a kid. Jessi, you're 11. You're still a kid, remember? Jessi's extended family is coming for Kwanzaa, including Jessi's best friend, cousin Keisha. I guess Jessi has forgotten she and Keisha stopped being friends in book 67. Continuity! What is Kwanzaa, you might ask? It's a holiday invented in 1966 by Dr. Karenga. It's the Swahili word for first. The word has 6 letters, but Dr. Karenga wanted 7 letters, so the holiday could be a week long. He added an A at the end, which works perfectly because A is the first letter of the alphabet. About a third of the book is Jessi reciting facts about Kwanzaa like that. It's educational, but also pretty boring. We only get one chapter of the Ramseys actually celebrating Kwanzaa at the end. I think it would have worked better if the whole book was like that. At a Babysitter's Club meeting, Christy asks awkward questions about Kwanzaa, which kind of makes Christy look racist. The girls talk it over and they decide to put on a big Kwanzaa festival for all the African American families in town. This is also a continuity issue. The Ramseys are the only black family in Stony Brook. This has been repeated over and over and over again. But for the sake of this book, the Babysitter's Club has a ton of black clients who have never been mentioned before and almost certainly will never get mentioned again. The family goes shopping with Aunt Cecelia, who is the worst. She steals the handicap parking spot and she complains the entire time. More than once, she complains about a thing, then complains about the exact opposite.
She waved off 2 clerks who offered to help. 2 minutes later, she stormed away, complaining that no one was assisting her.
When Aunt Cecelia complains the kids are spoiled, Daddy gets mad and lays down the law. This is his house, so Aunt Cecelia must follow his rules on child raising. She needs to loosen up. So the next time Aunt Cecelia takes the kids out, she tries to be as nice as possible. Squirt pushes against the harness of his car seat. Becca says it's hurting him. The new, nice Aunt Cecelia tells Jessi to let him out. Are you kidding? Take a kid out of the car seat when the car's in motion? Jessi should be kicked out of the Babysitter's Club for this. Jessi undoes the car seat. Less than a minute later, they get into a car crash, they all pass out, and Squirt is hospitalized for over a week. Everyone's upset and blames themselves for the accident. I think Aunt Cecelia is to blame. I know Dad told her to loosen up, but he didn't mean loosen seatbelts in the car. In the subplot, the club members work on the Kwanzaa festival. They make crafts and food. They rehearse a play called Melindy and the Little Devil. This section feels like a mixture of the Mallory writes a playbook and the Claudia puts on a playbook. We've had multiple playbooks before. They make up a bunch of parts that aren't in the story, just so everyone can have a role. The kids are wild and constantly interrupt each other. Things are stressful at home as everybody's trying to spend all their time at the hospital, so the house is a mess, Becca gets the flu, Dad and Aunt Cecelia are fighting more than ever. Mallory decides to help out by getting Jessi a Christmas tree. Mallory also babysits Becca on Christmas so they can visit Squirt in the hospital. Mallory does all of these nice things without being asked. Mallory is the best friend ever. At the hospital, they exchange presents. The doctor says they can take Squirt home tomorrow. It's a Christmas miracle! I must say, it's a little weird that the Kwanzaa book has a Christmas miracle. It's also weird that the miracle comes complete with the radio playing the Easter Alleluia chorus. Why are they playing Easter music on Christmas? I think this book has its holidays confused. Aunt Cecelia becomes meaner than ever before. She fights with Dad constantly. Their never-ending fight ruins Kwanzaa, until Squirt burps at dinner time. Everybody laughs because, burping is funny. That ends the fight, and they all go back to acting like a family again. The Kwanzaa festival is a huge success. Everybody seems to love it. Jessi's parents let her give the speech that brings an end to Kwanzaa. The end. Post-book follow-up. This was not a very good book. Readers seem to agree that there is too much of Aunt Cecelia being mean and nasty. It's not fun to read about someone who constantly complains and starts fights. It worked better in the first Aunt Cecelia book because Aunt Cecelia picked fights with Jessi. Readers were more invested in the outcome because it had more of an effect on the narrator. Here, Jessi mostly stays out of the fights, and so she's just watching her relatives be terrible people for no reason. The Kwanzaa festival was kind of interesting, but not that interesting, because the girls have put on festivals in many, many books before. Like Book 99, Abby puts on a fiesta festival. Book 100, Christy tries a fall festival, which backfires so badly they disband the Babysitters Club for a while. Book 101, they have a Halloween festival for kids at the hospital. If you include this book, that is 4 out of 5 books in a row with festival stories. The series needs to cool it with the festival stories. The festival and babysitting chapters are madcap humor with a bunch of wild kids. They all act like the Pike family. These scenes take up more of the book than usual, probably to serve as a counterpoint to the grim story. Overall, I didn't like the book. The story is okay for a lighthearted holiday story about a family learning to love each other, but they were just too mean to make it work. It was also terrible to see Jessi almost kill her brother. That was a really dumb decision on her part. I know a lot more about Kwanzaa now than I did last week, but that's about the only positive here. I give Babysitters Club number 103, Happy Holidays, Jessi, a 2 out of 10.